and the values reflected in the AAPI, community here in the United States. As they say in Claymont, Delaware, all use guys. Thank you, and I look forward to our discussion.
Mr. President, Jeff Bezos is accused.
Let's go. Thank you. Turn around, please. Let's go. Thank you.
We tried.
Man, it's hard to tell what Biden's doing, to be totally frank. I feel like
it's weekend at Bernie's.
The real president is whoever controls the teleprompter. Path to power is the path to the teleprompter. That he just reads the teleprompter. Like if somebody would accidentally lean on the teleprompter, it's going to be like Anchorman. It's going to be like QQQ ASDF 123, type of thing.
I mean, in fairness to Biden, he hasn't been napping as much as he needs to, but
it's hard to say
hard job.
These sort of things that are getting done. This administration it doesn't seem to get a lot.
How long until the baby formula shortage is over? How long until the formula shortage is over?
And we added a new question, this one becoming more and more important to folks. It's prices. It's the cost of living. First time we asked this about how Biden is handling that issue. Not even 1 in 4 Americans approve of how Joe Biden's handling the cost of living.
The United States of America, President Biden has made a commitment that the entire power sector of our nation, one of the largest producers of power in the world, is going to be carbon free by 2035. We're only going to have electric vehicles if we meet our goal by 2035. This year, we have to implement those promises. And what it means is we have to decarbonize the power sector 5 times faster than we are right now. We have to deploy renewables 5 times faster than we are right now. We have to transition to electric vehicles about 20 times faster than we are now. And we have to fully transition to a resilient net zero economy faster.
How big a problem is it for you that President Biden's approval rating is now below 40% nationally? This is his adopted home state. He was always so popular in Pennsylvania. But does that hurt fellow Democrats?
Well, it's not a good thing.
We recognize that with the end of Title 42, there very well may be an increased surge in migration, and we have to equip them with the resources and capabilities to address that increase as well. It is very important to note that while, of course, we are preparing for the end of Title 42, based on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's decision that it will end on May 23rd.
But it sounds like parents are only diluting the formula or resorting to making their own because they can't get their hands on any formula. And some of them, we've talked to parents whose children have allergies. They can't substitute one formula for another. So, they're feeling desperate. What date do you think that parents who are not able to get formula right now will be able to get it?
Well, Alison, I certainly understand that pain, the concern. And if you are a parent whose child is on specialty formula, and you should talk to your doctor, your OBGYN, or your child's pediatrician about what the alternative options in terms of formula should be. A number of physicians' offices also can carry samples as well, and you can check with your doctor's office to see if they have samples.
We did everything we could, FDA, and Commissioner Califf has made that clear that his team has been working on this from day one to get something done, working with Abbott directly, and now working with those who can import some of that product. We'll do what we can, but we don't produce the formula. We don't control the actual production plants. We can only try to do our job of protecting infants who are going to consume that formula to make sure it's safe.
Did the government fail to recognize how serious the scope of the disruption was going to be when a plant of this size and import is shut down?
Do we understand how important this is? Look, I raised...
No, I'll restate it, Secretary. I'll restate it because I do think this is important, and I'm sorry for the connection if there's an issue. My question is, did the government fail to recognize how big of a deal the disruption was going to be, how great this crisis could turn into when a plant of this size and import to the formula supply was shut down? Did you fail to recognize the problem you had on your hands?
At all times, FDA recognizes what might happen when it moves in to tell a plant, a manufacturer, that they may have to take pretty dramatic action. No doubt. Absolutely understand.
You are satisfied with the government's response throughout this?
I'm sorry, say again?
You're satisfied with the government's response throughout this?
From everything I've known, and FDA has kept me apprised of this from last year, we have been moving as quickly as we can.
And we obviously know we have a problem in our southern border where every day people are entering the country. I don't understand. How do we tell American citizens you can't enter your own country, but people, if you arrive illegally, you say the magic words for asylum, you get to stay in the country. And this is a real life scenario. I know people that are abroad, they can't afford to continue to pay for hotel rooms and staying overseas until they can finally score a negative test. Are we at a point now where American citizens should be allowed to return to their country without testing negative?
I think the idea of having an immigration issue mixed with a public health issue for the general population, I think those probably should be separated.
Well, except they're interrelated because they're both involve groups of people entering the United States. One group is citizens of the country entering legally. The other group, frankly, are people that are not entering legally. The group that's not entering legally, even if they test positive, if they're even tested, get to stay. The American citizen can't re-enter their own country until they produce a negative. And my point is, if we've reached a point where we no longer need Title 42, why do we still need travel restrictions for American citizens for legal entry into their own country? That's the genesis of the question. That's where I think the link is. It sort of seems to be at odds with it.
Yeah.